Hey, what's up guys? Ryan here from Extreme Terrain, and today I'm here with the HDX Drop Nerf Sidestep Bars in textured black, fitting your 2018 and up 4-door Wrangler JL. This is going to be for the JL owner that's looking to change up the appearance of their Jeep while adding a very functional and heavy-duty set of drop side steps. Now these steps not only look great on the Jeep, but they're going to add a ton of protection to the side. They're also going to gain you some ease of access, whether you're hopping up in your lifted Jeep or you're reaching any cargo that you may have stored up top. Now these steps are designed for a close fit, which are going to fit very tight to the body. They're going to give you a little more ground clearance than your typical drop step. These feature a very heavy-duty design. They're one-piece construction made of heavy-duty steel plating and heavy-duty steel brackets. This makes for a very strong step. The whole thing is finished off with a textured black powder coating that's going to add to that aggressive styling of your Jeep. It's also going to provide corrosion protection, protecting your investment from the elements. Now these have a built-in step, and this step plate is removable for easy cleaning, and it also is going to give you a very sure footing, giving you maximum traction while you're stepping up. Now these drop steps are going to give you a little more ground clearance than your typical drop step. So if you're an avid off-roader, this is a pretty good choice. Now if you're an avid rock crawler, I don't think that a drop step is your ideal choice because a drop step can get caught on obstacles that you're crawling over. These steps are very easy to install, and they are a bolt-on design. They reuse factory mounting points, so there's no drilling or modification required, and they even come with brand new hardware. These steps are a very aggressive angular design. They're really going to up the look of your Jeep, and they're going to set you apart from the rest. Now currently these steps are right around $400 on the site, making them one of the most affordable options to go with. As far as installation goes, I'm going to give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, as you can get both of these installed in about 2 hours just using basic hand tools. Now with that being said, let's hop into the install. Tools that we use for this install: 3/8 drive impact, 1/2 inch socket, 10mm socket, 1/4 inch drive ratchet, 1/2 inch wrench. So before we get started with this installation, there's one thing that I'd like to point out. If you do have factory side steps, you need to remove those. This is relatively simple to do, and you'll need a 13mm socket and a 10mm socket. Once you ditch those, you are ready to install your new steps. Now we're going to start off with our support brackets. Our support brackets bolt to our pinch weld. You're going to get many brackets in this kit. We're going to start with the driver side brackets. These are shaped differently. You can tell them apart in the instructions. We're going to use the hardware provided to install these. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Like I said, we're going to be working on the driver side. Now your driver side bracket is going to have this supporting offset, and this is going to bolt to our pinch weld just like this. So you want this to be towards the front of the vehicle. We're going to use these fancy little black bolts that they give us. They have a square top up here, and they're going to fit in these square holes. So both of these holes are going to get filled with bolts, and we're going to go through the pinch weld. On the back side, we're going to do a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. This is going to be the smallest hardware you get in your kit, the M6 hardware. So we're just going to go down the side, get all 3 of these brackets installed. Then we'll move to the next step. So the next thing we're going to do is install our actual step brackets. They're going to bolt to the body up here. Now if you don't have threaded holes up here, you get clip nuts that you can install and install bolts in them. We have threaded holes up here, so we're just going to install these brackets. Now, so as far as the driver side goes, all these brackets are going to have an offset in the 90 degrees facing towards the back. So the first bracket, the front bracket, is going to have no notch cut out in the front. It's going to be the longest bracket. So we're going to take one of our M8 bolts. We're going to put a lock washer and a flat washer in there. This is going to sit next to our support bracket. We're going to screw this bolt up into there. Now the next thing we can do is attach both of these brackets together. So we're going to take another M8 bolt with a flat washer on it. We're going to go through both of these brackets, It's gonna get another flat washer, a lock washer, and then a nut. So after that, we can go across and get all 3 of these brackets installed. So the next bracket we're gonna install, you're gonna have 2 of these brackets, same offset as the front one. However, you can see there's a notch cut out here. This is the longer of the 2 brackets. So this one's gonna go in the middle here. Same thing, M8 bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer is gonna hold it to the body up here. And we're on the back side of the support bracket. So after that, we're gonna take another M8 bolt with a flat washer, go through there, flat washer, lock washer, and then a nut. So we're gonna go back to our last bracket. This is gonna be the shorter of those brackets. We'll do the same thing for this one as well. So at this point in time, you're ready to grab your step. Now, like I said, we're working on the driver's side, so you want to grab the driver's side step. It's going to have a large gap up here in the front, and these steps are going to wind up right below the middle of your door. So before we install this, we're going to thread a couple bolts in. You have these 2 slots here, and those 2 brackets, it's a pretty tight spot. So we're going to flip this over, we're going to thread 2 of those bolts in, and then once I'm ready, I'm going to grab a friend. He's going to help me pick this up, and we'll get this thing installed. We're going to take our M8 bolt. This one, each one's gonna get a lock washer and a flat washer, and all we're gonna do is just thread that in a few threads, just because it's a really hard to reach spot once it's up there against the bracket. So we're gonna do that for that top hole over here. Same thing with this top hole over here. To the back like this so we can get the washers up there. So we're going to use the same hardware. We're just going to go around and get the rest of these bolts in. So after you get all your hardware installed, we're going to go around and tighten everything up. So we're going to start by tightening up the steps first, then we're going to tighten up our step brackets. So you're going to need a 1/2 inch wrench and socket to tighten these things up. So we're going to tighten up our step support bracket using a 1/2 inch. Then we'll tighten up the bolt where the 2 brackets meet using a 1/2 inch socket and wrench. And then we'll use a 10mm socket to tighten up our support brackets to our pinch weld. So now that we have this driver's side completely installed, you can do the same exact thing to get the passenger side installed. However, that's going to wrap up my review and install. For more videos and products like this, check us out at extremeterrain.com.